Welcome back to the Gentleman of Boxing. I'm your host, Max. Today we'll be talking about one of Mexico's rising stars. Please join me while we take a closer look. Guadalajara has produced one of the best fighters to date in Saul Canelo Alvarez. But from that hotbed of boxing, we have a new rising star. And that's none other than Rafael Divino Espinosa, a featherweight, currently a featherweight champion. Rafael El Divino Espinosa Cepeda is a native of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. His parents from La Palma, Michoacán. Rafael's grandfather used to box. He had one professional fight against a regional champion, actually. So his grandfather actually bought a regional champion from that area, which ended. He talks about the bout ending in a draw. But he did not continue boxing after that, since he didn't have the full support of his father.
Hey, boxing and MMA aficionados, just a quick break to let you guys know that don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel grow, it goes a long way. And to all of you guys who have already hit the subscribe button, thank you so much. Now back to our video.
Espinosa was first taken to a boxing gym by his dad at the age of 9. Like many athletes before him, he attempted at becoming a soccer player, but the opportunities weren't just there. Now, after training for 2 months, Espinosa had his first amateur fight, where he fought a more experienced fighter, which is in many cases. Espinosa was knocked down in the very first round of his first amateur fight. Then when he came out to the second round, he got dropped again. When the bell rang and he was in his corner waiting to get to the third round, because this is a 3 rounds amateur fights in the Mexican circuit and in a lot of places, his trainer asked him, or his trainer actually told him, you know what, Rafael, you know that you've been knocked down once in the first round, once in the second round. If you don't end this fight in the third round, I mean, that's pretty much it for you. You're gonna be losing your first amateur fight. So, that was all the inspiration that Divino needed. He went out. The bell rang. He went out for the third round, and he just landed one of the most vicious left hooks to the liver, ending that fight in the very third round by KO. He only had 11 amateur fights before turning professional. His nickname El Divino actually comes from El Divino Rostro, a saint from his hometown in Guadalajara. Espinosa says that the face of the saint is actually from a rock found in a waterhole near his city. He made his professional debut in 2013, beating Victor Valadez with a TKO in Hermosillo, Mexico. Espinosa recalls a moment while he was a professional where he had decided that he just didn't want to box anymore. He decided that he just wanted to retire because I guess he felt that things weren't going his way. It was taking too long for him to get any significant fights and exposure in Mexico and or the United States. So he had already made up his mind. Actually, he was set to just stop fighting. He had a newborn daughter, a lot of pressure, I'm assuming, at that point. So he just was ready to hang up the gloves. He does talk about it in an interview that he was going through a lot of emotions. It was a lot of stressful situations during that time. And he actually goes out to say that he went to a mass at his church, and while he was in mass, he just had an epiphany. He just, something came to him, and he just started bursting in tears. Like, he just couldn't stop crying. And his wife was asking him what's going on, and he just couldn't explain it. Like, he just kept on crying and crying. And then it hit him. It hit him. He was like, you know what? Like, this is it. This is a sign. This is a sign telling me that I am destined. I am destined for greatness. I am destined to become a world champion. And that was it. Like, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was what took him to just, get that doubt out of his mind, I guess you can say, and just pursued his dream. What he knew was for his taking, and he continued his professional boxing career after that. He went on a 24 fight unbeaten streak before he got his first title opportunity against Olympic Cuban gold medalist Robeisy Ramirez and an ESPN headliner. Now, on that fight, I recall watching that fight. Espinosa was a huge underdog, an unknown at that point. Robeisy was the prospect, Olympic gold medalist with top rank champion. So there was, I don't remember the odds that night, but I mean they were pretty inclined towards Ramirez. I remember that fight very vividly. The bell rang. I mean, the one thing that you could significantly see is that the disparity in height. Rafael Divino Espinosa stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall, making him the tallest featherweight at this point. So the fight begins, and Robeisy is boxing him handedly. Of course, Divino is trying to go ahead and keep his distance and fight, and he ends up getting dropped. And later on, it came out that he actually injured his foot. I don't know if it was when he got knocked down, but he actually injured one of his foot earlier in that fight. I don't know if it was after the knockdown or before, but he injured a foot. And he wasn't looking that great at the beginning. But then a little bit towards the middle of the fight, he starts finding his distance, and he eventually lands a shot on Ramirez and hurts him and drops him. And going towards the final championship rounds, I mean, he's taking it to Ramirez, even getting close to actually stopping Ramirez. And at the end, he crowned himself the featherweight champion. He currently holds a record of 27 wins and 23 by knockout with no losses. And he stands, again, like I mentioned, 6 feet 1 inches tall. And currently he holds the WBO title in the featherweight division. So he's one of the 4 champions in the featherweight division, alongside with Nick Ball, Rafael Espinosa. I can't recall who the other ones are at the top of my head right now, but I'll put up the stats right now for you guys so you guys can see. So there you have it, folks. Just a closer look to one of Mexico's rising stars and potentially a superstar. He has everything to become a superstar. He has Manny Robles is one of his trainers, a sensational trainer, good boxing IQ, extremely tall for the division, good chin, good heart, good stamina, young and hungry, and I can't wait for his next fight. But please comment below. Please hit the like and subscribe button and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have already seen him fight. What is your opinion about him? Who would you like to see him next against? I know that a lot of people want to see him against Bruce Carrington or any of the other top 10 contenders in the featherweight division. But please comment below and let me know what you guys think. I'm anxious to know what you guys think about this. Thanks again for joining me on The Gentleman of Boxing. I'm your host, Max. Until next time.